Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Unscaled Travel Show. I'm Jeremy Long here with my co-host and co-explorer, Amy.
Hello.
We're coming to you from beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada in the Diamondback Land Surveying Studios with a very special show because it's our 100th episode.
Woo.
And we have a fun show lined up because we are going to talk about some of the strange and fun museums that we can find all around the world. We are definitely fans of museums.
Right.
I go to every darn history museum I can find or, have time for. We've done plenty of art museums and, like I said, history and
we do
and science
usually
museums.
When we travel, we find a museum, a cultural museum to learn a little bit about where we're at, or we've gone to modern art museums and a few others like that, but we've also gone to our fair share of kind of a little bit different museums.
And that is in our scope today because we want the strange ones. Because I think everywhere they have history museums and, like you said, cultural museums and places like that. And that's good. You can always find out about the history and the culture of the place there and deep dive into it. Heck, we've been to chocolate museums in Switzerland. We've done all kinds of stuff to kind of shine a light on why a place is the way or what it's known for and things like that. These are a little bit different. These are a little bit out there. And we have fun with that because every once in a while you can stumble upon something that is, yes, unique, maybe a little strange, but it can show you a little bit more about why a place is the way it is.
Right.
And why a people are the way they are. And that's not even poking fun at people because, obviously we live in Las Vegas. We have our fair share of odd things and odd situations and things like that that you wouldn't think there might be a home for as far as a museum is concerned, but we do have it.
What do you think is the oddest museum you've ever been to?
The oddest one I've been to? I can't think of because I keep it a very
or okay, maybe not odd. What's the most unconventional museum you've been to?
Again, I don't know.
You don't know?
No. What would you think?
I would say for me, it's the Burlesque Hall of Fame here in Las Vegas.
Oh.
It is the only museum in the world, they claim, dedicated to the art of burlesque. And they have several thousand pieces of costumes, props, photographs, all kinds of stuff in there. And then in the back is a small dance studio where you can take burlesque lessons. But I didn't know what to expect. Some friends are like, hey, let's go check this out. And I went and it was interesting.
I was going to say, the one that I tried to convince you to go on that you absolutely said no, and that apparently you can find these in a lot of places, and we'll talk about them, but a sewer museum. The one we'll talk about is somewhere else, but the one I wanted you to go on, I don't know if you remember this, was in Seattle. They have
I don't remember
an underground sewer museum, or this whole world dedicated to the underworld of Seattle that you can go on these daily or nightly tours. I think daily. Wander around in the dark like a Ninja Turtle, but things like that. And you were quickly absolutely
not.
Are
you carrying a pepperoni pizza?
And a skateboard, yelling cowabunga.
I don't remember that. I remember when we were in Seattle the last time we went to several different museums, including the Mopop, the Museum of, is it modern
pop culture?
Yeah, pop culture, which was really interesting because there was all kinds of things in there for music and TV, and even they had costumes from Disney movies and things like that in there. I think it was the villains' costumes or something, but it was really neat. But no, I wouldn't say that one's too much of an oddball. I don't recall you wanting to go to the sewer museum, though.
It was like a passing thing. Like I really wanted to go, and I was hoping you'd just be like, "Yeah, let's do it. We're explorers."
I don't know. I have a thing about smells. I can't be around bad smells.
Oh, you mentioned the burlesque one here in Vegas. It's not really strange, but we do have one dedicated to like atomic power, the atomic age, nuclear stuff that you won't find in too many other places around the world because of our hand, especially Las Vegas's hand in developing, I guess nuclear bombs and just the atomic age and what it ushered in for our world and everything. So that one might be believe it or not, it might be a little bit controversial to some people.
Yeah.
Because the good and the bad fallout of those kind of things, which is kind of crazy. We also have different ones like an exotic heritage museum. Now, I haven't been, the erotic heritage museum to make it even better for you. I have not been to this one, but this one is all dedicated to, it's a big museum, by the way.
Is it?
24,000 square feet. With the dedicated to the history of erotica and things like that.
Okay.
And it's located right here in Vegas. So there are there's some wild things.
There are.
That you wouldn't think of. Even things like, we'll get into this one later. We've mentioned it a few times, but the Haunted Museum. Zach Bagans, who is the lead ghost investigator on the popular TV show called Ghost Adventures. He has opened up, he's collected this. I think it's close to, if not the biggest collection of spooky and or paranormal and supposedly haunted memorabilia from around the world.
So I was wondering what exactly what makes something a museum and not just a collection. And when I looked it up, it's kind of, the definition of a museum is kind of vague. It's really just a collection that's open to the public that in some way shines a light on either a culture or a historical event or something that has some significance to people. So it's really open to interpretation. So I think museum can be used a little loosely, but and I feel like some of the places we're going to talk about are kind of on the border of, is it a museum or is it an attraction?
And really, that's kind of it, because they kind of act as windows into little parts or specific subcultures. I know there's like Gothic museums. Here in town, there's a punk rock museum that kind of deep dives into the beginnings of these counterculture movements and things like that. But really, as we kind of did research for this episode, it was more of like just shining kind of this light, and it doesn't really have a specific thing like we would think of like a history museum or the Louvre or the Met or the whatever, but it is just kind of a collection of stuff. This just happens to be stuff that you might find a little odd.
And we love odd things, don't we?
Oh my gosh, I love going to weird things. Talking about, you love just walking down alleyways.
Stop it.
You're just like, there's a
well, speaking
alley.
of Seattle, would you consider the gum wall a museum? It's a collection of things.
It's a collection of gum. It's disgusting. Is it a museum?
Maybe if they had little placards of whose gum it was and the flavor.
Where the gum came from.
The year.
Who donated it. Yeah, I don't know. But that's a very good question. But I think by the definitions that we found, yes, if you set up some velvet ropes and didn't allow people to touch the gum on the wall, which, why are people touching the gum on the wall in Seattle? And also the one in San Luis Obispo that they're very sore about. They're very sore with Seattle. They took their idea.
Oh,
allegedly.
Really?
Oh, yeah. That's a whole different episode of stuff. We're going to look around the world, Europe, Asia, different parts to find the weirdest museums that we can. Share them with you. It's the Unscaled Travel Show. We'll be right back.
Unscaled Travel Show is brought to you by Diamondback Land Surveying. For all your land surveying needs, contact Diamondback Land Surveying at 823 DBLS.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Unscaled Travel Show. I'm Jeremy Long here with my co-host and co-explorer, Amy.
Hello.
Coming to you from beautiful Sin City, Nevada, in the Diamondback Land Surveying Studios. Remember, for all of our past episodes and interviews, check us out, unscaledtravelshow.com. We're looking at some of the strangest or wildest museums you can find in the world that you really need to put on your list. Because, look, how many times can you go to the same old stuff?
Right.
Right?
How many times can you see a beautiful painting?
Yeah, it's good. What is this, Van Gogh? I get it. Dude was a bit of a weirdo. Let's go see the sewer museum. All right. Or some other place. So we're going to get into some strange ones. The first one, which really just caught me by surprise, but when you look at it, I'm surprised there's not more museums like this, because people do keep kind of a collection of things sometimes, whether healthy or unhealthy. This is called the Museum of Broken Relationships. Found in Croatia, this museum was founded by two artists who were exes, who dated and are no longer together, who then started turning their heartbreak into art. So what it is, it's exhibits of personal mementos from failed relationships.
Right. Yeah. I was reading about the museum, and it's actually kind of a lovely story. I mean, sadly, they broke up, but they wanted a place that would be kind of like people can heal through creativity. Sure. So instead of what they call destructive self-help instructions, we've all seen the whole burning of your ex's photos in the garbage can kind of thing. Instead of doing that, you donate your item to the museum and you write a story about it, and they can choose to exhibit it or not. But it's kind of a way of having closure, I guess, for the donator. But they said they get so much stuff that only 15% of their collection is exhibited at a time, and they have to rotate it out to consistently show new items.
So you might wonder, like, what would you find here at this museum? It's not your typical, I made a sculpture of my ex, Yolanda. Or, David and his stupid haircut. Not the David, but, regular David. This one is called, this personal collection right here is called Stupid Frisbee. And all of these collections come with a story behind them. This one says, it's a stupid Frisbee. Bought in a thrift store, was my ex-boyfriend's brilliant idea as a second anniversary gift. The moral was obviously that he should be smacked with it right across the face the next time he gets such a fantastic idea. Since the relationship is now preceded by the word X, the Frisbee remains in the museum as a nice memory and expelled negative energy, to help. So it's things like this. I'll do one more. I don't want to get into all of these because some of them are just really brilliant. But this one is called Belly Button Lint. Belly Button Lint. And it was submitted from someone in Montreal, Canada. Okay. And it reads, D's stomach had a particular arrangement of body hair that made his belly button prone to collecting lint. Occasionally, he'd extract a piece and stick it to my body, which was sweaty after time together. There you go.
No.
One day, angry, he disrupted the heavy charge that lingered in the wake of our time together. I met his oddity with my own. I put the lint in a small baggie and concealed it away in the drawer of my bedside table. She continued to do this. This person I don't know. I want to say she, not she, because I don't know a woman who would actually do this. But this person collected their ex's lint, belly button lint, for their entire time together, and then submitted it, and it's on display.
I am totally grossed out to be honest. But with a quick glance at the site, I can see that is not the grossest thing that they have.
It's not. But by the look of it, there is a pile of belly button lint. So number one, either they were together a long time or this dude
just had a lot of lint gathering. How big was his belly button?
I don't want to ask any more questions about that.
No,
but
there are some gross things on here, but there are some cute things too. Like
I just came across one.
There's a little drawing that it says a drawing of us that a stranger made.
Yeah.
Like cute little things. Mm-hmm. There's a watch that belonged to the ex, things like that. But then there's some truly odd things that you're just like, why?
Yeah.
Why would you keep that? Why would you share that? It is anonymous, though. The stories are all anonymous, so you never know who donated the item.
Like David Bigsby, who lives on Pine Street. Here's his weird stuff. But speaking of exes, the Paris Sewer Museum. I've mentioned this one a couple of times, but there is a real Paris Sewer Museum that is actually managed by the city sanitation department. Mm-hmm. It's an underground tour that explores the history of Paris's sewage system, which apparently is very vast.
I love that this year is their 50th anniversary. Mm-hmm. And it says, to celebrate the anniversary, the museum invites you to embark on an exceptional sewer tour.
Yeah.
With an unprecedented program to allow you to discover the fascinating history of the Parisian sewage system. I'm just like, I don't know how it can be fascinating, but now I'm curious. Their marketing person did a great job.
Didn't you read somewhere that it was like a sensory?
They have various, dates where they're going to do different types of exhibits. And on one, it says, a sensory and immersive experience to reveal the invisible human impact on the underground flows.
Yeah, sensory is right.
All I can imagine is the smell. I mean, even if they haven't used the sewer in 50 years, I imagine it still has an aroma.
Oh, yes. It has an odor, as they might say. It's very unique.
No,
so
I don't think I could do it.
You can walk around and see the flowing. That's the lifeblood of a city, right?
I don't think I could do it.
Something a little bit cleaner and maybe more nostalgic for people. Not necessarily strange, but nostalgic for people. There's a dog collar museum in Leeds Castle, England. Okay. It's actually curated by the Leeds Castle Foundation. There's hundreds of dog collars from medieval times all the way through the Victorian era, spike collars, silver, gold collars, all kinds of stuff that they have on display for you to just kind of check out that,
I guess I didn't realize dog collars went back that long.
Yeah.
So, hey, I'm learning something.
I wouldn't figure they would have, but I guess they do.
Okay. Centuries old dog collars.
It makes you a little nostalgic, a little, almost a little sad, but also a little bit hopeful because like dogs have always been kind of our companions, our best friends through all of this stuff. Yeah. I wonder how a dog would do in the sewer museum tour.
Oh,
that's sad. I don't want to think about that. Unscaled Travel Show. I'm going to cry. Bye.
Unscaled Travel Show is brought to you by Diamondback Land Surveying. For all your land surveying needs, contact Diamondback Land Surveying at 702-823-DBLS.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Unscaled Travel Show. I'm Jeremy Long. Remember, for all of our past episodes, interviews, check us out, unscaledtravelshow.com, or you can find us on any of the major podcasting platforms. We upload all of our episodes, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, different places like that. Here with my co-explorer, Amy.
Hi.
And we are talking about some of the strange and wonderful, some sentimental museums around the world. We got a few of them in there that are fun. The sewer one absolutely has my I don't know why I want to go walk around in sewers.
I don't know why you want to go walk around in a sewer either.
Did you never like get the hankering, I guess, when you were young to go when you see like the storm drains we have here?
A storm drain's different than a sewer.
Yeah.
And yeah, we did walk in some of the storm drains when they were dry. But no, I never wanted to go walk through a sewer system.
So you did what I did, like, which is crazy because you were like, I never did anything when I was a child. You were just, you did whatever. But like we had a storm drain that we all got together and we made little like homemade torches. Because we were hooligans.
Were you the Goonies?
Yeah, that's exactly right. We were the Goonies.
You and your friends were the Goonies.
Yes. I mean, and this tunnel went under the neighborhood and like we went and explored with like homemade torches and did all of that. Never accounting for how dangerous that is. Oh my God. Never accounting for, like,
it was a different time. We left the house in the morning. We didn't come back until nighttime. When those street lights started flickering on, you had to haul butt to get back to the house.
That was our only thing. Right. Get home before the street lights are on. That was the rule. The rest of the time, do not come to this house.
No, I never went like into them, but the ones that were open and maybe just went underneath like the main streets, we would go ride our bikes through there.
Okay. Right.
But no, I have no desire to go walk around in the sewer.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's the Goonies. That movie, The Goonies, is the one that makes me want to go, let me go explore underground and see what's happening there.
Maybe you'll find a pirate treasure.
Maybe so. We turn our attention to Turkey. Excuse me, couldn't even say that. To the Avanos Hair Museum. Now, there are a few hair museums in this world.
There are.
I
did not know that.
There's actually one, I think, in Missouri.
I think
we'll talk about that one later. But this one is fun because there are samples, I guess you would say, from over 16,000 women, different women from around the world. And you can, if you go and visit, you can cut off a lock of your hair and add it to. This one's a little bit different than the one in Missouri. In the Missouri one, I think they make art out of it. This one, it's just locks of hair hanging all over the wall. And you can go to their museum and see just this wonderful collection of
that's the only
stuff.
question that comes to mind is, hey, how did it start and why?
So it was created by a local potter named Ches Gallup. Okay. Now Ches, which is a great name, by the way, he originally collected the first lock of hair from a departing friend. So it was done in a sentimental way. Now, tens of thousands of women have hair locks just hanging in this underground cave that you can go and check out. And some of them have little notes on them and like who they're from and different things like that. And you can go in and just kind of see all these different locks of hair from women from around the world.
Can you imagine not knowing what you're walking into?
Oh my God.
And then you just open your eyes and the walls are covered in hair. That's terrifying. Oh, it's giving me chills. I don't, no.
It puts the lotion on its skin.
Why is other people's hair why does that gross me out? I don't know. Does other people's hair gross you out?
I didn't even think about it that way. And then when you said it, I was like, oh, instantly, I just got a full body chill. So listen to this, though. Twice a year in June and December, the first customer who comes into the shop and is invited down into the hair museum or chooses whatever, they choose 10 winners off the wall. So the person walks in, they go into the hair museum, they choose 10 locks of hair off the wall. Those 10 people receive an all expenses paid week-long vacation to the city in Turkey where they get to participate in this artist pottery workshops and all of that stuff for free. So there is kind of like a benefit to doing this.
So like the weirdest raffle in the world.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of having tickets, you leave pieces of your hair and hope that at some point some random person picks your hair and then you win a trip to Turkey.
Imagine not knowing.
You can't make this stuff up.
Imagine not knowing, like, I snipped it off you. You didn't know about it. I just signed you up and you get a phone call one day. That doesn't sound
they're
like
going to take that hair and they're going to start cloning people with it.
It doesn't sound like a murder mystery about to happen at all. Huh?
I do have scalp chills. It's we need to move on from this one.
Oh, man.
Sorry, Ches.
Let's go to something different. Okay, there is in Yokohama, Japan, there is a cup noodles museum. if you are a fan of cup noodles or like the ramen noodles, the instant ramen noodles, there's an entire museum dedicated to instant ramen.
Our kids would love this. Why didn't we take them there?
Yeah, we should have done that, right? So it actually has interactive exhibits on instant noodle history, hands-on make your own cup noodle station, so you can go and make your very own cup noodles.
Why though? I guess that's my question for a lot of these. Like, why is it a museum?
I think it's, just looking at it, I'm like, I think most people know what instant ramen is. Mm-hmm. Number one, they know what ramen is. They probably have cup noodles or instant ramen of some variety in there, no matter where you are around the world. So having a museum dedicated to that,
I guess it makes sense. I mean, we went to a chocolate museum. We've been to others. So why not? Why not a ramen museum?
Bro, I was just trying to get us off the hair museum.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
This isn't weird. It's not strange. Okay.
I'm sure the next one is going to be weird or strange.
I couldn't go from this one to the Parasite Museum.
Parasites.
Which the Parasite Museum, I don't know if I can do the cup noodles and then do the Parasite Museum. You know what? I should have probably just went from the hair to the parasites. But
parasites. Okay.
Yeah, we'll get into that. That's a whole thing. Oh. So I gotta let the chills die down.
And we'll circle back to parasites later.
We'll circle back. I had to be nice with the cup noodles to not lose people here.
Thank you.
It's Unscaled Travel Show. Be right back.
Unscaled Travel Show is brought to you by Diamondback Land Surveying. For all your land surveying needs, contact Diamondback Land Surveying at 702-823-DBLS.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Unscaled Travel Show. I'm Jeremy Long here with my co-explorer, Amy.
Hello.
We're coming to you from beautiful Sin City, Las Vegas in the Diamondback Land Surveying Studios, talking all about some wonderful and strange museums. Some people might call them hidden gems or museums that are off the beaten path. And I instantly don't like those people. But these are some strange and some of them sentimental museums that you can go and visit, or at least they started in a sentimental way. I don't know if they are now. The Hair Museum started in a sentimental way, and I think I'm going to have nightmares about that one. But I did mention one that you can go see that actually was pretty close to a lot of the places that we visited when we went to Tokyo, and that was the Parasite Museum. Now, the Parasite Museum is a research facility or research museum, but it's all about parasites that you would find in the world, human parasites, not like your uncle who's always borrowing money, but like there are over 60,000 parasite specimens with over 300 on display, from tapeworms to roundworms to...
I have to say, it sounds gross. It sounds very gross.
Now, some people might find it fascinating.
Maybe. I don't know. I think once I see, I can't unsee. And that would be, I don't know. Maybe if you're like a medical student or you are interested in that field, but just for your average person, I don't know that we want to know.
The first floor is a full-on diversity of parasites. Well, you can just see, parasites have their own place in our ecosystem and our chain of life and everything. The second floor, I don't think you would make it up to, because that's the human parasites floor.
No, I don't need to know.
But it was founded in the 1950s, and it's been around for decades, and it has become quite popular, a quite popular spot to stop for a lot of crowds. So I wanted to get that in because I mentioned it, but I don't want to spend too much time on it because honestly, it grosses me out. There's also one in Bangkok, Thailand, which is called the Siriaj Medical Museum, which is often called the Death Museum.
Okay.
It's operated by the hospital. It is an educational institute, technically on paper. But it is a collection of medical oddities, including forensic exhibits, such as mummified criminals.
Oh, wow.
Pathology displays, and historical medical instruments. So there are a lot of people that don't, they don't like hospitals. Mm-hmm. They don't like medical things because there's just certain airs about them. The hospital itself dates back to the 1800s. The museum was established sometime in the 1900s. I forget the actual year, but it's become another one of those places that's like almost a oddity.
I feel like this kind of fits into that. And we usually talk about this in the fall, but one of those like morbid fascinations kind of things, like people who are very interested in kind of that darker side of our history and things that have happened.
Well, we have here in Vegas, we have the bodies exhibit, which you
and I were just talking about the bodies exhibit. Yeah. We were in the same property and we're like, should we go? And we both decided, no, we don't want to see this.
Where they have like an entire human nervous system, like brains and eyeballs and like all the nerves throughout the body, which is one of only like, I think 8 or 9 of these things in the entire world is in here. And you can see all of the nerves throughout a human body. I think if I
could separate from knowing that it was actually a human to just like appreciating it for what it is, I'd be okay. But I'm sure I would be reminded of this was once a person. And that's the part that I can't get
and now over. Forever. Old
Their
George.
Nervous system is plastered between 2 pieces of plexiglass for everybody to see.
It is. I mean, like I said, it's complete with the brain and your eyes, and they leave the eyes there, and the eyes don't have eyelids. So it's just like 2 very surprised look on this guy's face. Like, this is how I'm going to spend eternity. Like, just like, yeah, it's pretty wild, bro. Like, your nervous system is just there. Anyway.
We do have our fair share of odd museums in the U.S. Yeah. I mean, I don't know that they can compare to the Hair Museum or the Parasite, but we do have some interesting ones here.
Switching a little bit. I mean, in Boston, there is a museum of bad art. So it began when a private collector kind of rescued a painting from the trash in the 1990s. And so now its tagline is art too bad to be ignored. And
I like that.
Often unintentionally hilarious stuff.
So this is a museum I would go to for sure.
This is a museum you should start, because every time we go to a museum, you're like, oh, this is classic.
When it's a white canvas and a yellow square painted in the middle, I can paint that. That is not modern art. That's just a square.
It exists to challenge the traditional notion of what good art is, right? Art is subjective. That's what people always say. So they, to add it off, add the topping there, they add comedic descriptions to add to the fun throughout this museum in Boston. You can go see. Do you remember a few years ago, I think around 2012, there was a lady. At the time, I think she was like 80 years old, but she was a lady in a church in Spain, in a small town in Spain, and she went to restore for the church this fresco or this painting of Jesus.
No.
And she started doing it, and by the time she ended it, it looked like a monkey wearing a turban.
No.
Or a tunic, I should say.
No.
And she just wasn't good at it.
No.
And it was so
Nobody
bad.
vetted her before
It
they
was
let her.
so bad. Cecilia Jimenez, she's 82 years old, widow, an amateur painter. And she was so upset and so distraught because obviously people poked fun at it.
Yeah.
It turned out to be a miracle in disguise because hundreds of thousands of people ended up going to that small town in Spain to see that bad piece of art, adding so much tourism that it kind of saved
the city. Wow.
And revitalized the town.
Well,
so
good for her. That's sad, though.
It's a little sad.
Poor old lady.
And if you've never seen the picture.
Well, I think this is why you have to get references if you hire somebody
It's so beautiful.
to do some work for you.
Oh, my God. It's so classic. It's the Unscaled Travel Show. We'll be right back.
Unscaled Travel Show is brought to you by Diamondback Land Surveying. For all your land surveying needs, contact Diamondback Land Surveying at 702-823-DBLS.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Unscaled Travel Show. I'm Jeremy Long here with my co-host and co-explorer, Amy.
Hello.
We're having fun talking about some fun and strange.
Odd.
There
Unique. That's
you
a
go.
PC way of putting it.
Unique museums around the world. There's only so many times you can walk into a history museum, even for me. I know I scared you recently. We went on a trip and you were like, oh, here's the history museum and we'll do that. And I was like, I don't want to do history museum.
I know. I was surprised.
Yeah. You keep looking at me strange. Ever since that trip, you're just like, did he get replaced by a pod person?
Which goes into our next museum.
Yeah. In Roswell, New Mexico, which is kind of the epicenter for all things UFO, unidentified flying objects, right? For the uninformed. There's an International UFO Museum and Research Center. Where better than Roswell, New Mexico, which is the site of the famed 1947 Roswell UFO incident.
Right.
That's officially what they call it, an incident. Weather balloons.
I mean, I'm curious if people outside the U.S. have heard as much about Roswell as those of us who lived here. But there are TV shows, there are movies, there are books. Like everybody's heard of Roswell. So you just say the name of the town and you're like, yeah, aliens, UFOs, got it.
Absolutely. And we deal with our own thing here in Vegas because we are very close to the very real and still very off limits Area 51, which ties into Roswell and UFOs and all of that stuff. And even, you know, what's wild is a couple of years ago, during the middle of all this COVID stuff, our government acknowledged all this UFO activity and released all this footage. And things have gotten so weird in our Earth that we all just kind of went, okay.
Yeah.
Everyone just collectively shrugged at all this footage.
I have a question for you. Do you believe?
Do I believe? I want to believe.
You want to believe?
Like Mulder from that show, Mulder and Scully.
X-Files? Is that what you're trying to say?
I was going to say X Games. You know, the X Games that he played on.
With the BMX bikes. Got it, yeah.
Yeah.
No, you want to believe, so that means you don't.
Sometimes it's so ridiculous.
Right.
I think it's the representatives. I think sometimes it depends on who's telling you the story. Yeah. You can watch some episode of like Late Night History Channel, which is all aliens. Because like in the daytime, the Egyptians absolutely built the pyramids. And at night, they're like, aliens built the pyramids. Same channel. It's so wild. But yes, I think there are some things that can't be explained.
Yeah.
I think there's some leaps in technology and things like that. But look, I host a radio show. Like what? What does it matter what I think about it? But what about you? Do you believe in aliens?
I think we would be naive to assume that we are the only life in all of everything.
Okay.
Like there has to be something else.
Well, you're talking about
there.
Life in the universe. I thought you were asking me like little gray men and ships.
I mean, any of it. Do you believe in any of it?
That for some reason pick up people in Ohio and study them.
I think there has to be some piece of truth buried in all the wackiness.
Okay.
I think there's a lot of wackadoodles out there who are just...
Wackadoodles.
They're just like, oh yeah, I was taken and probed. Well, okay, sure. But...
A wackadoodle is a cross between your Uncle George, who has conspiracy theories, and a golden doodle.
Yes, absolutely. But do I think there really are unidentified flying objects? Yeah. I mean, like you said, the government just acknowledged it.
Yeah. Well, this is the place to go then. The International UFO Museum and Research Center is, this is a super popular place. If you go on Google or any of those other places and you see the just the reviews for it, people
But I love how the whole town of Roswell has completely just embraced it.
Why
like
not?
Their downtown has alien-themed streetlights.
Bro, until something else comes along for Roswell, this is it.
I love it. I love it. I want to go so bad.
Okay. Yeah, we'll put it on the list. This is one that's going to freak you out. In Fort Mitchell, Kentucky, there is a ventriloquist museum.
Oh, like dummies? Ventriloquist dummies?
Yes. It's a collection of ventriloquist dummies and memorabilia. It claims to be the only one of its kind in the entire world. Over 900 ventriloquist figures, photos, playbills, some of them dating back to the 1800s. It's just south of Cincinnati. It opened in the 70s. And again, like we talked earlier, it was this guy, William Shakespeare Berger. I am not lying. This is this guy's name. William Shakespeare Berger. He had an extensive private collection, and it grew large enough for public display. So there you go. I have a lot of something, and the public is interested in coming to see it. You are in itself a museum.
Well, like I know a lot of people find like dolls creepy. I kind of find ventriloquist dummies creepy because they have those lines where their mouth opens, and it just, I don't know, something about their faces just makes me think they're going to come alive, like the Goosebumps story with the doll that terrorizes everybody.
So it's called the Vent Haven Museum, VentHaven. Okay. You can go to venthaven.org, their website. The first pictures on the front page. That is a giant nope from me. I am use fire.
Oh my gosh, I'm
place.
looking. Do you see in the very first picture on the left in the top corner, it looks like a creepy clown ventriloquist doll.
Oh my God. It looks like Annabelle from the movies.
It's terrifying.
Those scary movies. That's what Annabelle looks like.
No,
oh my
you.
God. I got to get off this website.
No, thank you. Ugh.
Anyway, if you really just have someone who doesn't like those things, I would go to Fort Mitchell, Kentucky, and just be like,
Don't
dude,
tell them. Don't tell them where you're going.
Just like the hair museum. It's just like the hair museum. Don't tell them. Just let it be a surprise.
Let them figure it out.
You want a great TikTok video? Just secretly record them. Get those first reactions, those pure reactions of just sheer terror. I drove by this one in Gatlinburg because I got to get off this the ventriloquist
No
stuff.
more dummies.
There's a salt and pepper shaker museum in Gatlinburg.
That seems like the most.
This is tame.
Yeah,
I had to bring it back down.
The most tame and in comparison, kind of boring museum. But then when I clicked on this link and they have over 20,000 pairs of salt and pepper shakers, I was like, now I'm intrigued.
Like at first you're like, this is a great spot for grandmama. She would love this. Was your grandmother obsessed with salt and pepper shakers?
She was. I mean, our grandparents were older. They were obsessed with having, like fine china and things like that. And I do remember there being like fancy salt and pepper shakers that would come out on the holidays and things like that.
So when you go to like gift shops, like town gift shops, you go to Banff and you walk into some of their gift shops. I remember walking around and like it just hit me that every gift shop you go into, there's like salt and pepper shakers. Just like there's, I know people used to do shot glasses and a lot of people still do.
Spoons, yeah.
But salt and pepper shakers.
Our salt and pepper shakers are from Portugal. They say
Ours?
Portugal on them. Yes.
Are those blue and white ones?
Yes, they say Portugal. You didn't know that?
No. Why would I know that?
Yes.
I didn't. Okay.
When we were in Portugal, I bought them in a store.
So this now, the salt and pepper shaker museum is totally for you. Okay.
No, but it is really
Gatlinburg.
interesting when now I'm reading about this museum. It says, I guess they have salt and pepper shakers going back to the 1500s. Like, I didn't know they had salt and pepper shakers back then.
I knew they had salt and pepper. Like that was part of the whole trade thing.
Shakers for them? Like, I don't know. It's one of those things shakers. Like you don't really think back then that they were doing the same thing we're doing now. Like it hasn't progressed. Kind of like toilet paper. It's the same thing it was.
Salt and pepper, toilet paper, same thing. Same thing, right?
I guess.
What do you think? They were just picking it up by the handful? And
I don't know.
Well, that's what I thought. I'm not making fun. I thought that they would just pick it up.
I never thought about it.
Salted pork, things I don't think about. Let's write books about them. They have, in fact. It's Unscaled Travel Show.
Unscaled Travel Show is brought to you by Diamondback Land Surveying. For all your land surveying needs, contact Diamondback Land Surveying at 702-823-DBLS.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Unscaled Travel Show. I'm Jeremy Long here with my co-host Amy.
Hello.
Coming to you from beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada in the Diamondback Land Surveying Studios. Check us out online, unscaledtravelshow.com. Thank you for everyone who's found us either on unscaledtravelshow.com or on any of the major podcasting platforms where you listen to our show later on while you're walking. We're a great little chuckle to have in your ear. We're talking about some wild, unique, fun museums from around the world that you should put on your list for your world travels. Seek out the extraordinary places we have mentioned. We have mentioned a lot of wonderful places. This next one, okay, is I think a little bit of a mix between fun and whimsical and a little bit creepy.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
This is called Froggy Land.
Mm-hmm.
Froggy Land is located in Split, Croatia. Okay. So what it is, it's a collection of over 500 frogs posed in human-like dioramas. So
taxidermied frogs.
Taxidermy, not real frogs, not actual frogs. They're not paying frogs to just like stand around all day. They're like
maybe, I don't know.
They're taxidermied frogs. Okay, they're posed taxidermy frogs. So it's like frogs playing tennis, frogs going to school. Like those kind of things. What
I find hilarious is that this is in Croatia, because when you showed me the picture first, I was like, oh, is this somewhere in like Alabama? I was thinking we are in the deep South. Their grandpa started stuffing frogs, and that's what he let the kids do when he had to watch them. They like posed the frogs. But no, this is on the other side of the world that someone else decided that they were going to stuff frogs and pose them and have them playing banjos.
If you go to their website, froggyland.net, N-E-T, so that'll tell you one thing. They're using a .net website. But the pictures that are just on rotation on the website, these frogs that are in school, like one is messing with the other one, like tapping it from behind, and one's at a chalkboard doing a math problem.
There's some at a table, and it looks like one has a little cigarette in its mouth.
So I can see, looking at the pictures, hilarious. If I went in here and was surrounded by taxidermied frogs,
no,
I don't know. I can't say for certain that I wouldn't have a mild freak out.
I would. I know for a fact I would, because that's the whole thing. I can see the picture of it, but being surrounded, as you said, by frogs. I think I've seen too many horror movies.
Yeah.
Just this whole, they're going to come to life and they're going to start jumping on me, and it's going to be like biblical times and there's frogs everywhere. No, thank you. I can't do it.
So the Froggy Land is a bizarre must-see for visitors looking for an offbeat attraction that you can go and share, have some laughs. Again, if you have people, a lot of people don't like frogs. I think it's the texture.
100%.
So take them there for the first time. Again, don't tell them. If you brought them to the hair museum or to the ventriloquist place, take them to the frog museum. They'll really love you after that. Very quickly, there is a thing called the Owl House, OWL, owl, because I have an accent, so I like to spell things out with people. But the Owl House was created by an artist named Helen Martins. For 30 years, she created the inside and outside of this house. She was kind of a recluse. But it's hundreds of glass and cement sculptures, camels, owls, sun faces.
Like she turned her home into a museum.
Yeah.
But I love what the website says. Driven to despair by the dullness of her daily life, she took steps to transform her world.
Jeez.
Like,
you ever been so bored you created a museum? Yeah.
Inside your house. Okay. Yeah.
I think that's pretty interesting. That is in South Africa?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. South Africa. In New Delhi, India, of all places, there's an International Museum of Toilets.
So first you're going to visit the sewer museum in Paris, and then you're going to visit the museum toilet.
And then you'll connect the dots, because you were like, how does it get from here to here? And now, see, you got to go to both places though to really get the full picture of everything.
Well,
and
really, you have to start at the ramen museum.
Oh, toilet humor. Ramen museum all the way down to the toilet and sewer. Okay. But yes, you can go there. It shows you the full history of toilets dating back. They have toilets going back to 2500 BC. Okay. That is before a lot of things were happening. It says it's a rare collection of facts, pictures, objects, all dedicated to toilets. Okay. Chronological accounts of developments relating to the technology of the toilet. It has an extensive display of privies, chamber pots, toilet furniture, bidets, water closets that have been in use from 1145 AD to right now. It is, if you ever wanted to know anything, you spoke earlier about, toilet paper hasn't changed in all these years. We don't know that because we haven't been to the International Toilet Museum.
True. I hear what you're saying. I'm looking at their website right now, and it's talking about how they have replica medieval mobile commodes in the shape of a treasure chest. Imagine it's like a box that you can carry, and it has a toilet lid on the top. But it says one could imagine the shock of an unsuspecting highway robber who thinks they have a treasure chest and it ends up being a toilet.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't realize that there were mobile toilets back then, but it makes sense.
I'm looking at the under the about page on their website, and there's just the picture at the bottom. This gentleman holding this toilet art, and his face is just killing me right now. So I got to click out because it's just reading. His face looks like the one you would make if you worked at a toilet museum. You see it? Anyway, moving on to something way more mature. The fine folks in Iceland have a phallic museum. Founded by a retired teacher with a lifelong fascination for collecting phallic specimens. Okay. And these aren't just human things. He has things from whales, seals, other land mammals, all kinds of stuff if you are interested.
Again, evolved from a private collection.
Yeah.
Into a public museum.
Lifelong pursuit of phallic stuff. Speaking of phallic, there's a Spam museum in Austin, Minnesota, not Texas, Austin, Minnesota. It's dedicated to the iconic canned meat brand of Spam. Spam, actually, people all over the world know about Spam. So if you are one of those fans, go to the Spam museum.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can be honest, I've never eaten Spam, ever.
Really?
My grandpa loves Spam.
Rich.
No, my grandpa loves Spam. He still to this day eats Spam. I've never had it. The smell gets me.
I'm going to buy some then.
Oh no.
We're gonna do that and then go to the toilet museum. We mentioned the hair museum earlier, the one in Turkey. I told you there was another one in Independence, Missouri. This is Layla's Hair Museum. This one is a little bit different. It's not locks of people's hair just hanging off a wall, which just made me shudder again. This museum houses thousands of hair wreaths and jewelry that were mostly from the Victorian era. Now, in the Victorian era, hair art was a sentimental keepsake. Like somebody would cut off their hair and make you a wreath and be like, oh, this is from my sister, Roberta.
I'm looking at it, and there's like flowers made out of hair.
Mm-hmm.
All I can think about is on Supernatural when there's a ghost and they find that, in some Victorian era, somebody left a lock of hair.
You're talking about the TV show?
Yes.
Okay.
Somebody left a lock of hair and they have to go burn that hair because the ghost is attached to it. Imagine all the ghosts in this.
So it's also haunted?
Museum. Yes, it's haunted for sure. 100% this place is haunted.
If you want to keep it closer to the West Coast, in Mecca, California, there is a banana museum. It is the Guinness World Record holder for the largest collection devoted to a single fruit, featuring banana-themed collectibles all over the place. I forgot to mention that that other hair museum in Turkey is also a Guinness Book World Record holder for creepiest place ever for a first date. Bring your first dates there. It's the Unscaled Travel Show. We'll see you guys next time.